Because from my experience, when I pursued my faith and that relationship with Jesus, that's where I found clarity. And I think we're all going after the same thing at the end of the day. And I'll touch on that more in just a second, but I want to share a story with you that I read at the conclusion of a book. And it's a real estate investing book, but this is an age-old story. And I'm going to skip through some of it to shorten it a little bit. But it talks about this real estate investor who took a much-needed vacation. And he came across this fisherman. And this fisherman, it says he was only there for a little while. He had caught what he needed to catch, and then he moved on with his day. And so the investor said, noticing that he wasn't there very long to catch the fish they needed, he says, "What do you do with the rest of your day?" And then the fisherman goes on to tell him, he says, "After cleaning the fish, I walk the kids to school, work on my hobbies, take a siesta with my wife. Each evening I stroll into the village where I sip beer, play guitar with my amigos. I have a full life." And so the business opportunity that the investor thought about was, wow, you can do all these other things and make even more money if you were to focus on this as a business. And the fisherman asked, well, why would I do that? What would I do after I pursue all those things? And then this investor talks about, well, that's where you start to delegate and you find investors and you find all these other things. You move to bigger cities, bigger things. And then the fisherman says, well, how long will this take? And he goes on to say, well, I don't know, 15, 20 years. And then the fisherman says, well, what then? And the investor comes back, he's like, well, that's the best part. That's when you sell, your company goes public and you get to make millions. And then the fisherman says, okay, millions, then what do I do? And the investor says, well, you could move to a small coastal village where you would walk your grandkids to school, work on your hobbies, take a siesta with your wife, stroll to the village, hang out with your friends, play the guitar, and that's how the story ends. I hope you see the irony there, that pursuing a bunch of things is not going to fulfill you. This fisherman was fulfilled by doing what he was placed here to do, his calling, if you will, and he focused on the stuff that really meant something to him, that fulfilled him. Sure, he wouldn't mention anything about his faith, but what I've discovered is that we think we know where to find fulfillment and all these other things. That's not where you're going to find fulfillment. That's not where you're going to find your value. It's in pursuing that relationship with Jesus. And I think that's what we all want to feel, is that value, our purpose, discover why we are here, the meaning of all of this. And I won't pretend to know the meaning for each one of us, but I do know that we are all here for a reason. And if we pursue him, it will be revealed to us.